Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I hope y'all are doing okay. I'm trying to. Wasn't sure if I was going to get on here. I thought, well, I don't know where my friends are. I felt like Amelia Earhart again. Where is everybody? But I found you with just a click of the button. Just a click of the button, I found my friends. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Let me get my hat on straight. Get my Panama Hattie hat on, my Southern, granddaddy's old Southern hat. We got that on tonight. Hi, Dorothy. Good to see you on. I don't usually see you live. I get your comments. Yeah, it's been warm today. Have y'all been warm today? I'm feeling a lot better. Well, today I had a little down day. I just didn't feel quite perky. But I perked and perked and perked and perked, and finally it all come together. Late this afternoon, it seemed like Mother and I can never get out of this house until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We may start at 9, 10, 11, but after we get our baths and get Mother's hair fixed, she does her own thing now. Unless she needs me, then I'm there to curl it or put her makeup on or whatever, but she does most of it herself still. And I'm thankful because that shows me she still got it going at 93 years old. Hi, Kitty. Hi, DJR. Beverly White. How are you, Beverly White? Yeah, I figured, Beverly, you'd showed up over there at TMC when I was in the hospital. I think I'm just going to look up and there's going to be Beverly White coming door. I won't know her from Adam, but she'll say, I'm Beverly White. I decided I'd come check on you. Oh, nothing like that bothers me. Um, I know people care enough to. That's why I wouldn't put our address on here for so long, because I got worried that you don't never know them crazies out there, and Mother having to be here occasionally by herself, and it wasn't because they were a bunch of crazies. It was just because somebody came and rang this doorbell. Oh, that's another thing. I've got my backdrop on so you can see. Let me scoot over so you can see the. I told y'all my sweet potato plants were eating my house up. Well, now you can see that they are eating my house up. But I went out there and watered them a while ago. These cannas on the left side. Well, Beverly, I wouldn't have minded. I was just pretty sick. I didn't even let Mama and my Beverly said, you know what, now that you mention it, that I almost asked you what room you were in, and I would have come to visit, but I didn't want to invade. It was just I was so sick, hon. I'm just so seriously sick. So I just told Mother, I'll talk to you in just a second about that. But that's the sweet potato vines on the sweet potato porch. That's what we're going to call that, the sweet potato porch. But I've been watering them, and those grandmother's roses are coming up really nicely on that porch. So I'm glad, Let me get myself centered again so I'll put my head in the middle of that pillar right there. My sister gave me those two hanging baskets, the one closest to the door, and this other one is geraniums. I've never seen them in a hanging basket before, and they look kind of strange because they're not a hanging basket. They're a stand-up basket. I think that should be put on a side table or something like that. But that's the antique metal furniture that came from the old mansion on the front porch. Hi, David. Good to see you, David. Beverly says, I wanted to ask you if I could bring you something to eat. That's another thing, Beverly. I couldn't have ate with these bandings. I'm still, today was a little better, y'all, and I even took a half a Tylenol or a half a acetaminophen. Uh, it's still sore. Yesterday was the first, it was 7 days, and today's only the eighth day of 5 of those bandings. And David, I hope that gets better. I hope it's not ulcerating or something in there because I just, like a while ago, I ate some avocado. I ate an avocado. I like avocado. When I had the restaurant, the Mexican restaurant at one point in my career, I ate so many of those. I was young. I was probably 30 by the time I had my first restaurant, maybe 26. And I got hooked on those darn avocados with some salad stuff on it and cheese. That's all I'd eat. I got sick of the homemade enchiladas and the enchilada sauce. And so I got hooked on those avocados and sopapillas. Now, if that's not a good combination, I don't know what is, but I talk about my waistline today. That was right after I quit modeling, and I was a 30, let's see, a 32 pant, 31, 32 pant, long, 36 long. I ballooned out till about a 34 within just a little bit after opening that place. I mean, I kind of grew, but then I got back down and went on with my interesting other things because I always felt like, and this, but I tell you like it is. I feel like that if a model or a even a bank president or a preacher, they need to, if they're going to wear suits, they need to look good in them. They don't just need to be everywhere. And so I always thought that just shows people, this shows people I'm bored or something. I'm just sitting here eating my life away because I'm not going to let myself do that. But I was really busy in that restaurant. It was busy, and but I just eat those after it closed, which was 9 o'clock, and eat them at 12 o'clock. And boy, that avocado fat gets on you, and it's hard to get off. But I know they're beneficial to me now. And David, I've been drinking coffee. They said drink coffee because it helps the liver so much. And with my heart palpitations, I haven't drank coffee all my life. Mother drinks 1 cup. My dad drank a few cups, maybe a day. But I just never let it me to get hooked on coffee because I saw how my dad would act. He'd say, "Oh, I've got to have a cup of coffee. I just got to have a cup of coffee." And I thought, Lord, if it gets you to want to murder somebody over a cup of coffee, my God, I don't want to be on it. So I think I just had, it kind of scared me a little bit. So, but I've mixed, I ground the regular coffee and I've put in just a dash of regular coffee in the decaf. And I like the flavor. It's kind of it would be kind of a London breakfast blend flavor, kind of light, but you add your cream to it and it's good. It's really good this morning. Let me see here. I've got to try to get this chat over here so I can read. Okay, I've got it. Let me go back up to Beverly. Yeah, Simply Debbie said those sweet potato plants, and then I've got the purple sweet potato in with that, and underneath all that is my normal ground cover and my rose bushes of grandma's. It's been here at this house for 40 something years. We just transplanted them from different beds into the front bed. Beverly said she wanted to ask if she could bring me something to eat in the hospital at TMC. But Beverly, I couldn't have ate. still, like I told you, is very difficult. Beverly says her garden's doing so well right now. After all summer, I'm finally getting tomatoes and squash and peppers. So yours is late blooming and putting out. Well, I've got all those big plants that we saw in that one video. They've never made but a little old piddly squat tomato about like that. And I was so mad. I just picked it off because it kind of got rotted, and I just threw it at a bird because I said, y'all birds, if y'all the ones eating these off here, I don't know what's going on, but I wish you can have this one. But it seems like maybe the cat, he's playing with a little piece of paper down here, and it's about to make me want to go haywire. Kitty, you have to rest. Well, I know, Kitty. I've just got so much to do. I can't just lay up and eat bonbons all day. There's no way I can do it. There's just no way. This house would fall apart. My mother would fall apart. My life would fall apart. I can't do it because I don't have any help. And I'm not being a pity potty. I don't want any help. It's just that I can't rest when there's things that's got to be done, and there's a million things that's got to be done. Yeah, Beverly, I had trouble eating, still am. Hi, Jim Rockford. Jennifer Barrett, glad you're doing better. David, yep, the coffee is also constricts vessels, some to help bleeding. Well, see, they just told me to drink coffee because it's good for the liver. I didn't know it constricted anything, but we're going to do it. Dorothy says she makes iced coffee with stevia and zero Starbucks creamer. Well, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. You come up with some good ideas, Dorothy. Does decaf have same effect? We'd have to chime in. I imagine so. If coffee's as David said, a constrictor, not a boa constrictor, but just a vessel constrictor, I would think it wouldn't matter if the decaf, when all they do is that decaf is they put it in I had to study it in cooking. They soak those coffee beans in some kind of, I don't think it's alcohol, but it's something that pulls this or that out, and y'all look it up. I remember they soak them to get a bunch of that caffeine out, and then I'd have to read up on it. Probably got a book here in this library on coffee production if I looked hard enough. Kitty says, but you have to fit it in or it can backfire. I'm not going to let it backfire, Kitty. I'm not overdoing it. I don't think I'm overdoing it. I think I'm not doing any more than I should. I have not picked up anything, and they didn't tell me this. I just have not picked up anything heavier than a gallon of milk. And now today, well, I had the grocery boy at the country grocery store. They've got a grocery people, boy and girls, that bring them out to the car. So then when I get home, I've been doing this for about the past 3 months. Because I knew y'all something was in here, and I thought it was my gallbladder or it was an ulcer. Didn't ever think it was something that's about ready to kill me. But I've been using. You remember y'all? Some of you might know those little art boxes that are on wheels with they fold up. A lot of artists use them. You can use them for anything. Well, I've had 2 of those for a long time, and you can't hardly find them. And if you do, they're very expensive. But the bottom flops down and the sides flop out. And so that I just gradually take the groceries. And if there's something that's, let's say 2 or 3 in a bag, but the guys and gals have been watching because they know my situation for a long time, even before this, that I just couldn't lift a lot. So it's working out fine. David says the caffeine's what does that. So I guess decaf is not. I guess I may have to try to go go on caffeine. If it's defeating the purpose, then I'm not going to sit there and I enjoy the flavor, but not as much as as beneficial. Yeah, Jojo B, I heard they use bleach to decaffeinate. I didn't know if it's alcohol or there's some kind of, and I kind of wondered about that too. I thought, That don't sound very healthy myself, but I think they wrench, but there's got to be some of that left in there. So I don't know. We need to look that up and do something about it. Don't drink it or drink it. I just saw JoJo B. Hello, Billie Jean Love. Dear Mama. She's now directing. Let me see here. Where are you? Here's baby. You know, we all have the time to lay on the couch, watch soap operas, and eat bonbons. Oh yes, you know I wouldn't have a friend that had was too busy to lay on the sofa and eat bonbons and shit. I haven't never done something like that. If I had something to do, I got up and did it, and then did more. I never was one to just sit around. I did call. I did. I did do some constructive things this morning. You know, I told y'all several months ago that I was instilling a few of my art pieces, well, most of the art pieces that I had, instead of giving them to a museum, I was going to give them to the Hope Lodge in Dallas, Texas, that Jimmy Jones and his wife uh, came up with. And now we know Jimmy had cancer. So that is even more, I think, the reason. But the Hope Lodge is the most beautiful place you've ever seen. It's now part of the American Cancer Society. And when my stepbrother had multiple myeloma, we stayed there. Never been felt more appreciated, and the cleanliness and everything. And it was all free of charge, just like McDonald House. And I thought, you know, there's no sense in. I don't understand why there's no, there. Let me tell this part of the story. I don't know why there's not any art in here, because art to me and music and symphony and music, what it doesn't matter what kind, soothes your heart, soothes your soul, soothes your mind. And there was no art in here. Maybe a little picture here and there. And of course, they had all the footballs that were hand signed and photographs of the Dallas Cowboys and all that's in there. And so I was just talking to the main gal there, and I said, you know, if you ever need any artwork, let me know, because I'm trying to cull out a bunch of stuff that needs to go somewhere to be preserved. She said, we may be your place, because we ran out of money after, I think they spent $60 million on the building. And she had seen some of my pieces. There's been a few articles and things over the years. And one of the girls that worked there as a volunteer had told her uh, that I had one beautiful piece that was a tribute to Georgia O'Keeffe. And that was after I came back from New Mexico. I studied with her at one point. Her caregiver was a friend of mine. And when he became her caregiver, I would go out there. I only went out there twice, but I would go out there and watch her. She would paint very slow, and her mind was just brilliant at her age. And the colors that she could come up with on a palette and put them next, layer them into the next color. It just, it was, that's why she's a great artist. So a good while later, I don't know exactly, well, not many years, but uh, I had had some downtime. I was feeling depressed. Um, I think I was probably here at this house by myself. I might have been in Dallas. I'm not sure, or Oklahoma City. But I decided I was going to do a tribute to O'Keeffe because I had gotten a book. Of course, many years later, she was dead and gone, but they had shows finally of her work, you know. So I had attended a couple of shows, and by the request of her friend, he had given me a book of her paintings that they'd produced for the show. And I was one day just sitting wherever I was, and I thought, you know, I love this painting. And y'all will know it if you know O'Keeffe's work. It was the white cow skull. and it has two roses on the side. And I just fell in love. I'd seen the original, but it was smaller than what you saw in that book. You know, everything is always smaller. It seemed like Da Vinci and Rembrandt and all those, they're just tiny compared to what you see them blowed up as. And so I thought, it would be interesting if I could do a tribute to her because I did meet her. I did learn a few things, and that would be my way just to say thank you. Whether I would ever tell this story, I didn't have an idea that I would. Excuse me. So I started out sketching in one of the big sketchbooks, and the one painting ended up being 6.5 of her paintings, all collaged on one 30 by 40 canvas. I think it's 30 by 40, it may be bigger. I'm not sure. It's probably 5 foot by 4 foot. So, yeah. And yes, David, that's the one. This is the story that, so I want that to go somewhere very special, David, and all of you, because it meant a lot to me. David, I was seeing what you said also. Doesn't take a lot of do, half and half. Maybe banding isn't. I'm not sure. I'd have to get down. But let me finish this. So I wanted that to really go, and now that they've decided, I've got some Indian maidens, Native American pieces that I did, and I've got a lot of different things that I've done, some abstracts, and so I'm just going to put them in that place, fill that place up with pieces, and if they want to keep them, I know they have to keep them, but if they want to show them, I'd be appreciative. So we discussed that today with the new head gal. So I'm very positive about getting that done finally, because it's been eating on me for 2.5 years now trying to get it done. But I didn't have the gumption to do it, but now I do. So that's what I'm going to do. So that was one constructive thing I did today. If y'all have done something that's constructive today, let me know. Now I sound like a school teacher, but that's okay. I do care. Um, I'm looking to see. Hello. Kitty says, but major surgery takes a lot out of you. It does. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of got me, but I'm doing so much better. I went to the dollar store. Mother and I went to the dollar store. I don't know what this is, but it's $1 or $1.25 or something. So I looked on the back and I thought, this is made in China, of course, by a 4-star group, for external use only. But on one small card, it had hyaluronic acid, it had da 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 da, and I thought, boy, that's some expensive stuff to be put in a little old dollar jar of goop. So I took some out a while ago. I got home, and I always take my stuff out of packages and then just set it there in case Mother wanted. She got fingernail polish, so we go there to buy her fingernail polish. But I got that, I'm gonna put it on my face because I have dermatitis really bad, and it's only been after, I don't know, it's seborrheic dermatitis or what. I get it in my hair, which is, some people think it's dandruff, but it's not. It's just dry scalp. And I've tried everything from, the willow water is good, but I have to boil all that, and I haven't had a chance to do it. That always helped my skin about 90%. But the acid that is in and David, you can chime in if you're still with us, the packets that you get to keep stuff dry or whatever, it's something salicylic acid. Well, that's what kills dermatitis. Also, I learned that when we were I was uh, trying to get my cosmetic line put together. I had to learn all the skin stuff, you know. But for $1 and something, we're going to see if this. Of course, I need this. After losing that weight the other day, it really looks bad, but I need to get that pulled up. And I told my friend, I said, I've got some of Ronnie Claire's little things we used to put under her hair that pulls this up. Well, Greer Garson used them for a long time. Yeah, silica. And I've seen that do good for the skin. You can buy a big jug of it off or a powder, but you shouldn't breathe that powder. You have to mix it with an oil. You can't mix silica with water because it floats. So you have to mix it with an olive oil. That's made my hand as soft as a baby's butt. So maybe that $1 and something. Well, it'd be something if I got up and I was a little baby in the morning. I just looked like I needed a bottle. We're going to try that, y'all. And then if it works, it smells like roses. It's got a little rose on it, so it smells like roses. That reminds me of grandmother. She used to put that olive oil on her skin. And I remember that smell all around. You'd go give grandma a kiss and she'd smell rosy. And I had never forgot that smell. Oh, yeah, today I was going through some boxes. Who would believe that? I'm just going to show you these. I haven't, this one is 1988 Happy Holidays Barbie. Still in the box. But now I'm going to do a show just on the Barbie dolls. But this was just another box where I had bought some more Barbies that I didn't never like Barbies. My sister said that I tore her Barbie's legs off and ruined their clothes. Oh, she brings it up every time. My family is that way. If I did one thing wrong, it's been brought up to me, not my mother. I'm talking about my sibling. It is brought up to me every Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthday. And I didn't give a damn about those Barbies. I still don't. She shouldn't have left them out for me to get them. They were in the smokehouse, and she had them in a box. So if I pulled their head off, I guess I was angry at them. I don't know. Then she said, finally, after we got a ceiling fan, I'd tie them on that ceiling fan and cut it on and then fly them all over the. I don't think I did that. I really don't. I've never been that ugly. I'm mean, but I'm not that mean. Now, here is you get a copy, 8x10 copy of a picture book and a doll stand. This is 1992 Happy Holiday Barbie. See the little glitters? Here's the picture on the back. She's beautiful. She really is beautiful. Look at all that beadwork on there. Now these, I think the lady may have, the plastic got really old, so she's tried to cover them, but this one is pretty. I don't even know. It's a collector's edition. A regular $40.95. So how could it be any cheaper today? Look at that. Look at that outfit. And then I'm going to tell you something else. That my sister don't watch my show. If they do, well, that's too damn bad too. But I think they were wanting me to give them one of these dolls. So I think that's why they brought up that I was such an ugly Billie Jean. So they didn't get one. My oldest sister said, this is the way they play me like a fiddle. She said, she's got 2 granddaughters, twins. Oh, I love those Barbie dolls. You're not going to believe it, but one of the twins told me the other day, Mama, I want a Barbie doll for Christmas. Now you get me one of those pretty ones. I didn't say a word. I just sit there. I didn't say, I'll give you one of these. I'll let you buy one of these. I'll will you one of these. Because that's the way they play me, and I get tired of it. Don't y'all get tired of that when family does you that way if they do? Now, this is one of my favorites because it's blue and gold. Look at that. That says it's called Classic, and this one is it's probably a Haute Couture collection. I don't know. It's Benefit Ball Barbie, timeless and elegant with custom quality in every detail. I love the looks like Nolan Miller design, doesn't it? I used to do these, hand color them for them people. But yeah, this is a beautiful one, and it probably comes with something, a stand, and it's got a little jewel. Look at that little. I mean, I just like them not because they're just dolls, but I like them because they're beautiful. I mean, they're effigies of beauty, I think, and the work that goes into a little doll's outfit, I think, is probably a lot worse than me having to make a outfit in full size. You know, that would be. There's no way I could sew something that small. Yeah, Debbie, they wanted me to give them one. They didn't get it. They're not gonna get it. That brings back that old song y'all remember from the 80s. Not gonna get it, gonna get it, gonna get it. I can't remember it. Uh, yeah, they're all pretty. It seems like. Well, Kitty, it was true on the ceiling fan. That's what I was told. Not sure that happened. My sisters have a way of exaggerating the truth quite a bit. So, just like my friend said, is this one of those? She said, I said, is this one of those tacky bars that we were down in New Orleans. I said, is this one of those strip clubs we're going into? And she said, I don't know, but when we get in there, it'll be one. I thought, oh Lord, where am I got myself into with this gal? She's a good friend of mine. And she could do it. She's beautiful. She modeled for Nina Ricci, I think. Several companies. But we always had a good time when we all had to go to different places. Everybody got along. We wasn't afraid to go out in the public. Like today, I just won't do it. Kitty, my age difference is really far between. I'm 60, will be 60. 7 years and then 7 years. So my oldest was 14 years older than me, and the middle was 7 years older than me. And of course, I get that same old poop that mother and this is another story. I want to hear stories. My mother and her and my sister, she's tall. She's very tall and thin. Always has been. They were at Neiman's for some reason. Mother didn't hardly ever shop at Neiman's, but they were downtown Dallas. And they had me, my sister was holding me in my little hat and stuff. There's a friend of mine, Bruce Thomas. don't be, because my sisters were so sweet and nice. Yeah, I love them, but the boy, they can come up with some stuff. Uh, so they were in that elevator, and a lady got on, and Jean said, because I'm Billie Jean and she's just Jean, said, oh, the lady said, oh, you have such a sweet baby. And she said, my mother didn't say a word. And she just sat there and grinned and said, thank you. I used to take care of you all she puts all that on me. I think she probably would have drowned me. I don't think she took care of me, but hear her tell like she did. And maybe she did. I don't know. But at this at this part of my career, I couldn't worry about it now. Uh, so we did the Barbies. Were there something else? Because we're at 36 minutes. I was thinking I was supposed to have gone to a cooking class tonight just to help out one of my friends, but she got sick and had to postpone it. Her daughter got sick, I think, and she had to postpone it. And I said, "Well, okay." So they called me. I don't like to be called like it's supposed to be in there at 5:30 to 7:30, something like that, and they called me at 5. Well, I wonder I wasn't already headed down there. I'd already had somebody that's going to come sit, but I wasn't going to hurt myself no more than staying here at the house. And the oxygen people called today to get me fitted for the. And I don't know, y'all. My throat's bad right now. I'm so sorry. The oxygen thing, they send it to you, but I've been surprised about all this stuff they're doing through the mail, like the poop for your colon cancer. I did that. Then there was something else, something else that I can't remember. And now, the sleep apnea thing. They sent it to the mail, and you send it right back. And then there's a couple other things. And then this oxygen people called me this morning. I thought they were going to schedule putting it. No, they're up. She said, "No, I'm not going to come to your house and put it on. I'm in Connecticut." And I thought, so how do I get it? And she said, "Oh, we'll mail it to you. You put it on your finger. You sleep with it. Make sure the red light, kind of like the oximeters, and then you mail it back to us, and we'll tell your doctor the results." Everything's getting easier, but I'm not so sure it's better. But I guess we'll see, won't we? If they find out that I need oxygen during the night, then they'll put it on me. I don't want to start oxygen because I've always heard once you get on oxygen, you can't get off of it. So I just think it's probably best but they don't want my oxygen going below 90, and sometimes it's 87 to 92. So I guess we'll wait and see, won't we? I hope y'all have a good Wednesday tomorrow. Tomorrow's hump day. Hope you subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Do the thumbs up. Do the whatevers. Do the Watusi. The hula hula. And I'll holler at you later on. I'm going to do the sausage tomorrow, I believe. But if you do, you'll see me live, and I'll do it then. I'll talk to you soon. And God bless you. God bless the United States. And we'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.